Hey, what's up everybody, welcome back to one more Tom Clancy's Division 2 video. I appreciate you guys clicking on the video. I hope you guys are doing well. So yeah, let's get into this because I found a combination that I was not expecting. So I've been working on builds, I've been doing different things with the Ninja Bike backpack, and my last build video I made the Heart Striker, which is a combination of the Heartbreaker and the Striker using Ninja Bike backpack. And on that build I use as a secondary the Vector. Now on that build I noticed that the Vector was hitting pretty hard using the Heartbreaker, and what I thought is, well, let me see what I can do more with this Vector and Heartbreaker, and came this build. Now if you know, the Heartbreaker, it's meant for assault rifles because it gives damage to assault rifles, but honestly the combination of the high RPM of the Vector and the Heartbreaker, this build can shred and gives you so much survivability, and that's why I'm gonna be making this build mostly for solo players because this works really well. I mean, you can use it on groups, right? But I feel like it combines the damage and also the survivability so well that it can work really well for a solo player. And you guys can see on the gameplay, I am shredding enemies and also I am having a lot of bonus armor, and on top of that actually I have some armor regen on this build that's gonna allow me to top off my armor if I take some hits. So the Vector that we're talking about is the Vector SBR45 ACP. Now there is 3 Vectors in the game. I mentioned that in many of my videos, but this specific one, this is the one that you want to use with the Heartbreaker because this is the only one out of the 3 of the Vectors that can be equipped with the link laser pointer. Now we're gonna need that link laser pointer because it's gonna allow us to pulse enemies, and we're gonna take a look in a minute why we need the pulse, right? So this Vector, the SBR ACP, comes with a base damage of 40.4k per bullet. On this build I'm gonna get it up to 91,000 per bullet. The RPM, you guys know, is one of the highest RPM in the game, 1200 RPM. With a mag after modded, it gets to 45 on the mag. Now my Vector, I actually have it on expertise level 10, so just keep in mind this build can hit even harder if I had it higher expertise, right? So just keep that in mind. Core attribute, obviously it's core attribute SMG and crit chance with the attribute of damage to target out of cover. And then last but not least, the talent we have, the Flatline, amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulse enemies. Now this is the only talent that actually makes sense on this build because, well, we're gonna be using the pulse, or actually to be more exact, we're gonna be using the link laser pointer to pulse our enemies, and also we need that pulse enemies for the Heartbreaker. So this talent will go really well on this build itself. Now speaking of mods, this is the way I have mod this weapon, right? So starting with the scope, we have the 5% crit chance. On the muzzle we have another 5% crit chance, and then on the magazine we have that plus 20 rounds from the oversized ACP mag. And last but not least, as I mentioned, we have the link laser pointer. As I mentioned, this is the only Vector that can equip this link laser pointer. Now the way to get this link laser pointer, you have to equip the technician specialization. So basically what this pulse does is allows you to pulse enemies as soon as you aim at them by having this on your gun. So going back to the build, let's talk about the rest of the build, right? The Heartbreaker gear set. This is a gear set that was meant for assault rifles because by equipping 2 pieces, you can see right there, actually assault rifles and LMG, it gives you 15% damage to both of those type of weapons. But we're gonna scratch that, even though we can use it on my secondary, right? We're gonna scratch that and focus on the rest of those bonuses. So the third piece will give you 15% weapon handling. Now a lot of people like to sleep on the weapon handling. So basically weapon handling means reload speed, accuracy and stability, and all of that comes handy on your weapon, right? So you want to reload fast, you want to be accurate, and you want the weapon to be more stable. So yeah, don't sleep on that. Now going back to the Heartbreaker, right, the last bonuses, which is by equipping 4 pieces, is what we're looking for. the Heartstopper talent. Weapon hits on a pulse enemy will add 1% bonus armor and 1% damage to pulse enemies up to 50 stacks if you don't have the chest piece equipped. In this case, we do have the chest piece, and that's gonna allow us to get the second talent of the chest piece, which is max ppm. Increase max stacks from the Heartstopper from 50 to 100 stacks. So that means instead of 50% weapon damage, we're gonna get 100% weapon damage, and also that bonus armor, right? Because if you take a look at the gameplay, that bonus armor is insane, right? We have the bonus armor that's gonna come from the Heartbreaker, and also we have the bonus armor that's gonna be coming from the Memento exotic backpack. Now for the pieces of Heartbreaker that I have on this build, right? So on the chest piece we have core attribute weapon damage, attribute crit damage with a mod of crit damage. On the mask we have core attribute weapon damage, attribute crit damage, and a mod of crit damage. The gloves we're gonna have core attribute weapon damage and a mod of crit chance. And last but not least, on the knee pads we actually have core attribute armor in here and attribute crit chance. Now I went with armor in here because I wanted to get a little bit over that 1.1 million armor. Now for the rest of the build, let's move on for the holster. This is the name item, the Picker's holster, the famous holster a lot of people use, and yeah, I figured to use it on this build because, you know, it's for solo player, you get armor and also you get damage. Now last but not least, to finish this off, it's the best backpack in the game in my opinion, which is exotic Memento. This backpack is really good for solo players because it allows you to get damage, armor, and skill efficiency. So this backpack comes with the 3 core attributes, obviously weapon damage, armor, and skill tier, and I have a mod of crit damage in there. Now you guys know about the talent kill confirmed. You kill enemies, they drop these orange trophies on the floor. By picking them up you get bonuses to your weapon damage, to your bonus armor, and also the skill efficiency. And then by getting a maximum of 30 stacks you gain a 30% weapon damage, 30% skill efficiency, and a 3% armor regen for 300 seconds, which means 5 minutes. And that's why I love about the Memento backpack. Now on this build currently, before you go to a fight you have 0% armor regen, right? But that's before a fight. After you get those 30 stacks, this armor regen is gonna go up to my specific build, right, with 1.3 million armor. It's gonna go up to 39,000 armor regen. Now taking a look at the rest of the stats, right, on the offensive side of things, we have 90,000 weapon damage on this Vector SBR ACP with a 59% crit chance, 105% crit damage, 70% headshot damage, and a 10% damage to target out of cover that does not show on the weapon stats. And that's it guys, that's the build that I have for you guys. This combination is so good. I was just surprised I was not using this way before, right? But you know, now I know, now I have my favorite Vector SMG build right now with the Heartbreaker. You know, it works really well. So let me know if you guys have used this build, what's your thoughts on this build, all of that in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, a like on it would be super appreciated, man. Help me with the algorithm, and yeah, comment something down below just to help me with the algorithm, also with the interaction. So all of that in the comment section below the like button, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.